What's that?
I don't need nobody.
Okay.
I done lived all my life in South Carolina, right here in Fairfield County. Unit 1 gonna shut down within 10 years, y'all. What we gonna do then? For the surrounding states, everybody in here, Unit 1 will be going down by 2026. This place where they just ran us off, we'll come back. Put faith in God and He'll show you the way. Hold on, a change are coming.
I'm sorry, back here. Can you tell me?
Along with what Joe was saying, I heard that they wanted to raise the rates again in 60 years.
Yeah. Oh, it's about to get out of control now. Watch.
What I was saying was that there's been 9 rate increases so far since the plan has started, and I believe it was from one of the earlier meetings shortly after we got the news that they wanted to do another rate increase to help cover the losses made from this plan. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I started like 5-6 months ago, kind of young. I was curious, I'm site-wide. So, there's a few things around this plant that most of y'all may not know about. There's been lost track of money in the plant. About $12 to $2 million lost around this plant. Everything is on site, but we have to build the site. Why they shut it down? Don't know why. They've been laying off people for really little things. Saying they'll cut costs. Don't know why. First I thought it was just unfair, but I saw more of my friends get laid off, more laid off, saying it cut costs, and there's a lot of rework, poor supervision, upper management. Then they say, we run out of supplies. Water, gas, trash. Sad. I love working. I did. Sad.
I can tell you what I hear from the crowd is there are some issues. A few of you brought up the issue of the WARN Act. The WARN Act, that stands for the Worker Adjustment Retraining Notification Act. It's a federal law that came into being in the late 1980s. And generally what it provides is that for any plant closing or mass layoff, when an employer has 100 or more employees, the employer has to give the employees 60 days notice that this is going to happen, and also notify the local community. That's the general rule. But just like every law, just like every rule, there are a number of exceptions to that. And so that was one of the primary reasons I wanted to meet with everyone today. That's specifically why I asked each of you on your questionnaire, what was the date you were notified of your termination? Because we need to figure out whether one of those many exceptions in that law applies to this situation. That's where I see one of the greatest potential claims that could be made that surrounds this layoff is in the WARN Act. A second thing that I heard mentioned a moment ago was there were employees who were hourly folks who were not getting paid time and a half. There's another federal law that governs the payment of overtime. And that's another thing that we'll need to look into for those employees who fall into, again, several exceptions. But if you're non-management and you were an hourly employee, if you're working more than 40 hours in any given work week, you should be paid time and a half for those hours that you worked in excess of 40. So that's another thing that we're going to be looking into, is just the potential for claims for those employees. That really is about the greatest source of legal redress, legal recourse would be in one of those federal laws, because as you all probably have heard throughout your working life, that in South Carolina we're a right-to-work state where generally folks can be terminated anytime for any reason. So what we have to find is some exception some sort of exception to that general rule about the at-will nature of your employment. And that's what we will be looking into once we gather information from the folks that have been affected by this. Now, I know when we sent the email yesterday, I mentioned that if you haven't already done so, you can apply for unemployment through the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce. That can be done online. You don't have to go to one of their regional offices. It usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks for the benefits claim to be processed, but assuming you're eligible, you get a back pay of your benefits to the time that you made your claim. So time is of the essence. Go ahead, if you haven't done that, make your claim for unemployment benefits now. I think somebody made reference to it earlier, the maximum benefit amount right now, of course it's all driven by what you were paid, but the maximum benefit amount right now is $326 a week pre-tax.
Oh, wow.
So that's the most you get in your unemployment benefits through the state.